The way people
so give them
risk
legal
their
routes.
lives. No,
so give them legal routes and they'll be
very,
safer.
very important that we stop the illegal migrants coming here, and we have to find strong deterrence.
As it's shown, it doesn't stop them. It's not a deterrent. If people...
I actually find it very bizarre that there is these woke liberals that actually believe that a country would be sustainable if you let every single person who wanted to come to the United Kingdom in. Now, this woke liberal in the debate we're about to watch reckons and believes a way to stop illegal immigration is by allowing everybody in legally from anywhere in the world. Yes, these people actually get screen time, and we're going to be watching and reacting to this debate. This debate, of course, always has a variety of different people with different opinions, but you've always got this far left lunatic that's given screen time and comes out with outrageous opinions. And usually they've just came out to university and actually have no idea on what the real world is all about. But as always, guys, let's watch and react. But first, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. And yeah, let's have a watch of this lefty lunatic.
Announcement today, because there has to be a strong deterrent to stop people getting into those boats and risking their lives. I'm always thinking of those children who are taken with them and those lives lost. We have to, it's not just about stopping the gangs and breaking them up and stopping the sources of the boats, the dinghies that are coming across. It's making sure that people don't get in the sea at Calais and come across here.
Do you think that'll work well as a deterrent?
I just don't understand that. I mean, if you're fleeing persecution from a country without a safe and legal route, you know, the deterrent isn't going to work. If getting in a boat and coming over on the English Channel seems to be safer than staying in your country of origin.
We do have some very strong resettlement schemes, the Afghan one.
But we don't have safe and legal routes for every country, as you well know. I mean, why isn't the government focusing on this? The best way to smash the gangs, to stop the gangs, is to introduce safe and legal routes. That breaks up their business model. I mean, it's extraordinary to me that this Labour government, this progressive Labour government, is focusing on deterrence as opposed to schemes that can actually get people here safely.
The biggest issue in my constituency is concern about illegal immigration. And we have to stop that. We have to stop those boats. It's not just about breaking up the gangs and treating them as terrorists. It's about ensuring people don't take those dangerous routes, not just on those boats, but tucked away in those freezer lorries is absolutely appalling. The way people risk their lives. No,
it's give them legal routes and they'll be
very, very important that we stop the illegal migrants coming here, and we have to find strong deterrents.
As it's shown, it doesn't stop them. It's not a deterrent. If people genuinely think their lives are safer getting in a boat crossing the English Channel...
This is a new piece of legislation, and I'm keen to see how it will work. I believe it will stop. It would.
So let them in, let them in, let them in. How is that? How is that her answer? So give them a legal and safe route to every single individual in the world. How does that possibly make sense? So you just let every single Tom, Dick and Harry in to the United Kingdom when we've already got a housing crisis as it is, and you think that's just going to be sustainable? I mean, why do platforms give these sorts of people with these kind of opinions any screen time? It just makes no sense to me.
Deter people from taking those routes.
Where would you have safe and legal routes from? Everywhere in the world?
Well, yes, why not? I mean, if people have safe and legal routes and they are facing persecution, why wouldn't we let them in? I mean, not having safe and legal routes, you open up the channels for those criminal gangs to say, if I put you in a boat and you get over to the UK, you're there. You know, they're not going to send you back. And part of this is, of course, a result of Brexit as well. We stopped having a returns deal with Europe, with France, when we left the EU. That's another thing I think Labour should be looking at.
It didn't work that successfully, the returns bit, but it was there in place. You're right. Let me just come to...
crossings were much lower when we were still in the EU. In fact,
people came over...
It's a different era, though. Like, I mean, obviously, it's not entirely due to Brexit. The small boat crossings have increased.
Exactly.
But there's been a massive increase since 2017 because there's a whole new system opened up where smugglers can tell people, if you get over there, they can't return you to
We have to crack those criminal gangs.
I completely agree with you. Of course we do, because people's lives are being put in danger. The other way you do this is, of course, you need to speed up asylum case processing. The Tories deliberately underfunded that. Let it go.
Let's continue on that thought brought up by Zoe. It's true that under the last Conservative government, you wouldn't be able to claim asylum, and that's because asylum seekers, when they arrived here, deemed illegal in terms of the way they'd come over, were going to be sent to Rwanda to have their asylum applications processed. Now, the change this government is making is that you will be able to claim asylum, you just won't be able to claim citizen or apply for citizenship. Do you welcome that change?
It's not a deterrent at all. It's just this complete nonsense that somehow the smuggling gangs are like sort of travel agents, and that they will tell the people they're smuggling all the risks and problems with getting into the UK. These people are being trafficked. It's not a deterrent whatsoever. Look, I think the government is making a big mistake, and I accept that we didn't do enough.
No.
And we lost
by
the
your own
election
metric
quite substantially, partly because of this. But what the Labour government doing is trying to make announcements as though they're going to change the way immigration happens in this country, as though it's going to smash the gangs by ensuring that, leave to remain, etc., doesn't apply in the way it used to, or if you leave someone in the water, it's even more criminal than before. This was the bill that went through earlier this week. The British public are not buying it. It is nowhere near enough. And they're not buying
the British
any
public
idea
did not
that
buy
they're
the Rwanda
changing.
scheme at a cost of 700 million. Only 4 people went across. Each of them, that's £140,000 each. They get private education, they get private healthcare, and they get their housing paid for in Rwanda.
So
How can we afford a
Home
scheme like
Office
that?
put footage
That's
out that it was
not a deterrent.
The Home Office put footage out that it's proud of earlier this week, showing 47 illegal migrants getting on a plane that could have carried 220
So
as deportations. And the
19,000
government was actually
have
proud
gone
of that.
back.
47
19,000.
deportations this week. They put the video out.
19,000 have gone
It
back
wasn't,
since
it wasn't
we came
that
into
the
government.
newspapers
I'm so
saw
proud
this.
of that.
Don't talk over each other. But as you say, how can you have a leg to stand on the record that you set, rightly or wrongly, to bring down net migration, that's legal migration, and stop the boats, illegal migration? And as you've admitted, you failed on both.
I'm not making a defence of the last government. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that this government can fail on it. Just because the last government didn't do enough doesn't give a wide latitude for this government to come up with all sorts of weak schemes that are not going to shift the dial.
Is it going to make a difference as a deterrent? Zoe doesn't think so. But on the basis that you can claim asylum when you arrive here, you won't be able to easily apply for citizenship. It'll be very difficult. To come to the point, though, that was made by Stella, that if you want integration, it's one of the things Kemi Badenoch has talked about, that surely citizenship is one of those things that will bind people into integrating into society.
Which it does, but this is really, it is about a deterrent. This is not about the wider integration piece here. And I think that if you think what we need to decide really as a country is there's two approaches. One is the deterrent approach, and if you take that, then you need something like the Rwanda scheme, so you have a deterrent stop. You need place to stop the gangs. The other approach, which is the one that Zoe's talked about, is one where you have returns deals and you take a more pan-European approach to how you're tackling this. The Conservatives tried to do the deterrent approach but didn't deliver it, and it obviously didn't work. We had the returns approach in the past, and it slightly at the moment feels as if the government is trying to decide, do a bit of both, and I don't think it'll work. I think you will have to decide whether you do want to go full deterrent and have very tough measures, or whether you take a European approach and you have lots of returns deals and more legal routes.
Right, well...
So there you go then, that's the debate. I mean, there's an awful lot of these debates going around, most weekends usually, to be fair, with regard to legal immigration. However, there's a lack of action coming from the government at this moment in time with regard to the subject. There's a lot of, it's a topic that's on on the top of everybody's tongue at this moment in time within the United Kingdom, but there is no action being taken place from the Labour government. So, I would like to start seeing this maybe when the Trump tariffs die down. I'd like to see a bit more of an impetus on what's happening with illegal immigration, because it doesn't seem like it's slowing down in terms of the boats. We need to keep those woke liberals off our TV screens, because she hadn't had an actual clue on the subject. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on this down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Peace.